Hello and welcome to Losers with a Podcast. I am Boardman, May. I'm not doing the full thing.
And I might be the Raven.
And unfortunately, he wasn't just a guest last time. He's on the show. He's here to stay.
My name is Stu. And I won't say my last name. Because I feel like some parents may not let kids watch this.
They really shouldn't anyways. No ice night today, but we got so many subjects. I have 4.
I now have a second subject.
And just a little preview. We'll be talking about the cast of Mario today. We'll be talking about R. Kelly today.
Oh, God.
Eminem is in the news. Let's get into it. My fourth subject of today is none of those things. I was talking about with you, Raven. The European Commission is basically gonna ban. It mainly will only affect Apple, but pretty much every company has to use the same charging cord. There will only be one across the entire nations of Europe. The CP, I think C, the USB-C. I messed that entirely up. Cords. They want also, not just that, because of course we all know Apple uses a completely different cord than anyone. They pretty much also clarify it's like the best charging wise, which is kind of funny. But it's to kind of limit waste of electronics. I guess e-waste is the biggest thing, and apparently cords is the only thing they can limit.
Well, I do have to say there is some truth to that. Because, I don't know, why or how we were showing them in school, but, in other countries, they have kids born, these electronics and shit. You shouldn't also be borning these, so, I can see, trying to get rid of some of this electronic waste is kind of smart.
It's kind of funny, though, because it also, it's not just a thing against Apple. It's kind of funny because they're also, when, Apple started to say they weren't going to put new chargers in the boxes anymore, saying that you should get your own, use the old ones, and everyone got mad saying they were just being cheap. Yeah, they also are banning the charging companies from putting chargers when you buy a phone or anything, because you're supposed to keep using it, which it makes sense. So it's kind of funny because we all know Apple was definitely doing it to be cheap. They did not care about e-waste, so it's kind of funny that the European nations are kind of no, that's true actually.
Is any of this legal?
Yes, because all the companies can still sell chargers. It's not limiting technically the sale of them. It's not limiting their business pretty much. It's kind of restricting their business. You know what I mean? So any company can still sell chargers. If not, then technically it's fair for everyone because everyone can't make the chargers. You know what I mean?
Gotta say,
it's pretty equal.
It's kind of funny if Apple says it is wrong and that they are being limited, because they have limited other companies who try to make Apple chargers for years and been don't they make updates so you can't use them and shit? So
I think it's
at least used to and stuff.
I think it's one of those unwritten things that they do pretty much. I don't think they openly say they don't do it.
It's kind of funny that now they're the ones who's being told what to do.
I think those updates will also be banned from what it sounds like.
Well, yeah, because it's only one kind they can have.
I also read the article a while back, a couple. This is a pretty big news, but it's only actually, wow, this is only 1 day old. Fuck, never mind. Not a few days ago, only 1 day ago, but I think
Has it been passed, or is this in consideration still?
The EU is planning to do it, which means if they do it in Europe, it will most likely be a thing across most of the world because it would be kind of hard. It would be pointless to make it, and you'll be wasting more. But pretty much, I forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck. It's not that bad. I don't think it's. I always thought Apple was stupid to do all this stuff, but if the entire European nations is gonna limit it, then whatever. But the update. That's what I was gonna say. So I think they're banning it because it creates more waste. Because then you would have to only get an Apple brand USB-C charger, which by technicality that goes against the entire plan, because they want you to use any charger. You know what I mean? But moving on, Dora, you said you have 2 subjects now?
Oh, the one was just a joke about in reference to the fact that do you think kids would watch this? Can you check age demographics? So,
yes, I could.
Let's just hope no.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think kids really are down with them podcasts nowadays. I think that was like
not watching this.
Okay, well, moving on from your subject, Dill.
Hi.
Subject, please.
So this got a few articles recently, and already every other side of the story is now getting their own article. But fucking James Bond broke Dave Bautista's nose.
Yeah, and according to him, Batista has responded to this. He also
My story.
No, I'm sorry. It's all of our story. It's your subject. It's all of our story.
You gotta keep talking for yours.
None of you interrupted me. Sorry that you just sit there every time I explain something and be like, contemplating in deep thought. Fine, you fucking explain. Whatever. I'll leave.
He said he ran away from Batista. Batista said, actually, no, he just started hugging him and apologizing. And apparently, he just, fixed his wardrobe. Fixed the nose or whatever real quick, and they just continued filming.
He just put tissue up to it. See, this is... You're dumb. You explain the original story first, then we talk about it, and then you add the new story. You don't explain both. You just cut half the subject time now in half. But imagine breaking Batista's nose. Every comment, though, was not just saying, yeah, I would want to. Most of the comments was yeah, of course he missed. He's invisible.
Yeah, of course. What would you do if you just, I wonder who would, studios are sometimes biased and shit. Imagine if his nose got, fully broken and they couldn't, film for, a few weeks. I wonder who they would be... Because, he's a big star, obviously, and stuff. And he's been in the movies. I think this is going to be... He's about to film the 6th or 7th as James Bond or whatever. And Dave Bautista, at least probably at that time, wasn't the... He was a big celebrity, but not the biggest actor at times. So do you think... What would you honestly have done as a studio? Because obviously you can't...
Film other scenes. It's way too early. Because it was the Spectre movie. And Batista wasn't... I don't think he was the main bad guy in that one.
Thank God.
There's other also scenes they could film. I assume that's just what they would have done. Also, they probably could have, made do with a nose injury. You know what I mean? But I understand what you mean. But also, speaking of James Bond, what do you guys think of his recent comments? I thought people would get more mad at them. Because some articles tried to reword it. But for those of you who don't know, for years they were trying to say that he should do a female or African American James Bond.
And also, most recently, some people want a gay James Bond.
Oh, I have heard about that. But
saw that today.
He recently responded to all that, basically just saying, just make new rules. Don't replace James Bond. Not because, because he's leaving the world anyways. This is his last movie coming up. But, so it's not like he's oh, I want my job. He pretty much just said that they should make wars for these people, not just change James Bond.
Yeah, he's really saying that kind of ruins. If I remember correctly, he kind of said it ruins the point. Why not create them a badass role instead of just forcefully giving the roles that already exist to them? It's like you can create something. You did it basically before with James Bond, so why not make them their own James Bond?
I kind of always liked the idea of doing a James Bond universe, like a 008, you know what I mean? Or like a 009 or something like that, where, like, the next agent, you know what I mean, is that. Like, a James Bond universe kind of makes sense to me.
I'm just confused on how there can be these things. James Bond is not like the Doctor. He doesn't like. I don't know, I just find that weird in a way. I get it, like, they recast, and in some movies they do replace people with different races and shit, but, like, none of those franchises has as many movies as James Bond does. And he's an iconic character, so changing him to female is kind of weird. He's not like a secondary character where you can get away with that.
Well, what I think the most of the suggestions is that he would just be 007, whatever. You know what I mean? It won't be, like, the new character wouldn't be called James Bond still.
A lot of the people's ideas is a part of their theory that there is no true James Bond and that it's all just code names and stuff, and that all of these exist in the same universe and stuff.
But that is stupid.
And that's why he looks different and shit, but, so...
It's called reboots more.
I hate when people do try to apply, like, their theories to, like, and be like, no, this is the actual true explanation.
Well, people are dumb. But, did you know...
Coming from people with a podcast at least says we're dumb in the title.
No, it says we're losers in the title.
I thought this podcast was idiots with a podcast.
No, it's losers with a podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great to know, Dale, that you did
Well,
not know.
Dale, do you know who I'm going to send after you?
Who?
The most dangerous baby has been born. Ronda Rousey has given birth to her kid.
Thank God you did not hesitate to explain that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not like you
So
guys who
confused.
explains, like, who, that takes, like, 5 minutes to say one sentence.
Dude, you literally take, like, an hour just non-stop. You're literally the most known for just having long-ass run-on shit.
At least I'm speaking the entire time, not pausing. But kindergartens, be warned. No teacher will be stealing this kid's school supplies. Watch the last podcast to understand that reference. Ronda Rousey has a kid. Holy fuck. I don't know how I feel about
When
this.
does the training start?
See, that's why I was gonna make a joke, because from everything I read from Ronda Rousey, she always felt like she needed to have a kid. That it was like her duty because of her genetics. And speaking from her upbringing of like very sports like related family, do you think Ronda Rousey's just like gonna force this kid to do MMA and things like that?
I don't know, like, right away, because she's been wanting a kid for a while. Like, that was part of the main reason she left WWE. That was, like, at least 3 years ago, maybe 4. So I kind of think she's just gonna, now that she has the kid, well, she obviously didn't, like, give birth or anything yet, but now that, once she gets to get, I feel like she's gonna be like, okay, now we're just gonna relax, I think.
Well, you also gotta remember, a lot of these things that you think of, you know, like when you're going in to be a parent, are not gonna be what you actually do. Once you see the kid, you know what I mean, a lot of people's mentalities change. So I'm sure Ronda Rousey is gonna, like, see the kid and be like, oh, instead of, like, time to fucking train. But
we're just assuming her, like, wasn't like kind of assuming like that's completely her mentality though?
Yeah, you never know the mindset of the people when they say these things and stuff like that.
She seems so conceited. Like, imagine being like, bro, my DNA is so good. it.
Well, it's been a few years,
My
but
duty.
it's been a few years, but I think she was like crying in the thing because like it was of course like several months and stuff like that, and she, there's a perfect kind of age range. I think, even though it's, and like if you actually read into it, it's not true, but there's certain people who still believe you shouldn't have both after a certain age. So I think to her it was more like she's gonna be that like very upset if she does not. I don't know. It is, I guess, a bit conceited, just a little bit. Oh, bonus subject is to bring up the changing the green Skittle again. By the way, it's going back to line in all the packages.
Okay, that's
Ronda
some
Rousey's,
good news.
Ronda Rousey's baby is gonna be able to have the butt Skittles. I don't even hate green apple Skittles. I'm just being an asshole, but
I'm not
Ronda
the biggest
Rousey's,
fan.
we know Ronda Rousey's baby
I thought
likes
you were
green
gonna say
Skittles.
that they're gonna now have a third completely different flavor.
Dude,
They're not
imagine.
gonna do lime.
Imagine that.
What flavor would it be at that point then?
What a...
Celery. Promote some healthiness to kids.
But do you know what's gonna have a lot of good flavors? The new restaurant coming to Detroit by Eminem. Eminem is opening Mom's Spaghetti in Detroit. Commercials have started airing in the area. Prepare yourself. Finally have a reason to go to Detroit. They are releasing Mom's Spaghetti restaurants.
Okay, yeah, that is gonna be... I actually wonder what they're gonna be selling there, because he's not... I know celebrities release restaurants and stuff all the time, but like... he's just not like a cook from what I can see. So that's gonna be kind of interesting to see what else they're gonna sell, especially with a pasta dish being in the title.
Well,
You kind of have to do like the rest as like pasta.
Yeah, I assume they
It's
will
a
be.
fancy restaurant. It's a brand new Olive Garden.
I mean, maybe. I don't really know. I've only seen like a few things regarding this. It's just it's very weird choice. I love that he picked Detroit though. He picked his area. It's very nice of him to do that. But it's just so fucking hilarious that he waited for like years. This meme has been around for over a decade, maybe more, and now he's finally like, okay, here we go.
Movie's been around for longer.
Middle of COVID, let's release a restaurant. The literal worst idea. Let's release Mom's Spaghetti Restaurant.
I
Maybe
can't wait. They better got some meatballs on that shit. That's the dad spaghetti, actually. Mom's spaghetti does not come with the meat on it.
just imagine, like everyone's been doing something in the COVID area, learning a new trade or two.
ways.
Yeah, no, I'm ignoring. Like like everyone like learned a new skill. Eminem has just been learning to cook these past like year, and he's literally just gonna be the head chef. He's gonna retire from like rapping, I guess is what he does. It depends on who you ask. Some people say he just sucks nowadays. Some people say he raps. Some people don't give a fuck, like all of us who do not listen to rap music, but we do like spaghetti.
Yourself.
Oh, Dove, you fucking know a poser. Shut the fuck up.
I'm straight up gangster.
Raven, what's your other subject? Come on.
I'm trying to remember. Holy shit. I was distracted by the whole Mom Spaghetti shit, actually. What was my subject gonna be?
This is one of those times where you actually did not like even side mention it to me. Do you want to? Should we move on to Mario?
Yeah, move on to Mario, to be honest.
So everyone, they have announced the cast for the new Mario movie, and there is definitely some mixed opinions about it. So for those of you who don't know, they're doing a animated Mario movie. Thank God it's not live action. Chris Pratt will be Mario. Anna Taylor-Joy will be Peach. Charlie Day will be Luigi. Jack Black will be Bowser. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. And I think there's a couple other wars. And this is your comment section for the evening, where we read comments criticizing or loving this thing. Let's get just a round. What do you guys think of the cast?
I would have to hear them do the voices. This definitely seems like a Disney movie move where you're just putting every role as a big actor. I know some fans are criticizing that they just wanted voice actors for this instead of movie actors and stuff. And Luigi, the original Luigi's mad because there's no colored people in it, despite the fact they're all in the movie. Like literally, Keegan-Michael Key is Toad, and there's like one other person I forget what.
Jack Black.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Don't forget about Jack Black, you racist.
So he says he's the only one who can be Luigi. So there's some interesting comments. I think sometimes it's okay to pick just some star power. But I need to hear them do the voices. Chris Pratt did hint at and basically said he's not just gonna talk regularly. But I do have to note, if you watch the original movie, they don't do like Italian accents or anything in that either. So
It's been a
no
while
matter
since
what,
I've
the
seen the
voices
movie.
are gonna be better.
No matter what, the movie's gonna be better than that.
No, that movie was great.
That
It's gonna be
movie was
hard to
weird.
top. Originally I thought this was the stupidest thing ever, as most of the internet, who has now kind of calmed down on it as well. Because to me, it's kind of like Sonic. You really didn't picture Sonic's voice as that for the movie, but it was a good movie, so you kind of forget about it. So to me, they should try for accuracy, as most things should, but as long as you make it good, you can probably like get away with being inaccurate. That's my opinion, Dill. Before we get the internet's opinion, what do you think?
I think I should have been voiced as Toad.
It would have been like those YouTube videos of Toad singing.
Yeah, I think I could have done Toad.
I just hope Michael Keaton Key can swear in the movie. That would be great. I hope he doesn't even do a Toad voice. He's just regular. I think if
That's a deep ass voice. Be like,
his voice is not the deepest.
no,
but
he does a deep voice for the movie.
who do you think, if they don't do a different voice, will be the most accurate sounding, or the one that can get away with it the most?
I honestly think probably I forget who's playing Luigi, but I feel like
Charlie Day.
I feel like he could get away with it just because it's Luigi, and
Well,
I feel like people just love Luigi a little bit no matter what. So I feel like people are just gonna, I don't know, I feel like people are gonna be looking towards Mario more. So I feel, actually no, I already said who it's gonna be. It's gonna be Peach.
Yeah, because you don't have to try too hard for that one.
Because no one really, yes, she does have a voice where it's like the high pitch, like, ooh, hoo, hoo. So, but like, no matter what, a regular voice can get away with it. Because she doesn't have an accent or anything.
See, I disagree with Luigi, because I think Luigi sometimes has a weirder voice than Mario.
Yeah, that's why I took that back. Because I started to actually remember his voice in my head.
To me, Peach is the easy answer. So I'm just going to go with Donkey Kong. Because I think, depending on Seth Rogen's portrayal of it, he doesn't really have to try too hard.
Well, I thought you meant just like them talking regularly.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, Seth Rogen.
Oh, you mean like how they do the character in the movie? Right.
Yeah, depending on how they do it. Like, Donkey Kong, I don't expect to be a main character, so I think Donkey Kong
I
could
think
get away with it.
Toad could get away with it.
Shut the fuck up.
Just because he has a fun voice no matter what. And Toad just talks weirdly, so I think no one's gonna care if they make him have a regular voice in the movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to take it seriously, but let's see what the internet thinks. So, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe begins. But in all honesty, this would be pretty great if Chris Pratt was Mario.
Chris Pratt is seeming the most issue I've seen people have.
Because he's the star. You know what I mean?
Which is why I said people may look past Luigi, but I took that back, so I'm not going back to it.
Yeah, also I checked. Sonic is
Back.
Sonic is Paramount, so this is Universal. We won't be getting the
Technically
universe.
Illumination.
Shut the fuck up. Wouldn't Italian actors work better for Mario and Luigi? I mean, they are canonically, fuck that word, Italian with thick accents. And there are lots of really good Italian comedy actors. I love it doesn't have to be an Italian voice actor, it just has to be a comedy actor. Listen,
Illumination always has big actors though, like Minions. They have Steve Carell. They put like.
That's not what they're saying though. They're saying.
I'm just saying like It's not like Illumination always hires comedians or voice actors. They always hire big actors and shit. Like all the movies, that's what they stock it up with. So
listen, I get wanting characters to be racially accurate. It makes sense, but Mario and Luigi, like, they're not actually Italian. Like, for even, like, most anime characters, I would say that, yeah, you know what, Moana and stuff like that, you probably should try, if you can, maybe you can't, but you should at least look, because, you know, you never know who's going to apply for the role. Maybe no Italians wanted the role, but, you know, like, you could at least try, but I think if with Mario and Luigi, how many people have done the voice, it would technically be more accurate to pick a Japanese person. Because it's
They have never been voiced by actual Italians.
Yeah, because to me, like, Italy never, like, this is our character. Mario and Luigi is always associated with Japanese culture, so by all technicality, you would find a Japanese person who could do an Italian accent.
I just wish all these actors were live action. Just imagine, like, Seth Rogen and Jack Black in costume for this.
Imagine Keegan like a key as Toad. I don't want to imagine that. I think I would have put forward actual voice actors rather than film actors voicing these characters. There's a huge array of voice actors out there who on large will give a much better performance. That typical comment from people who act like they know voice actors. Like, I wish these people can just, like, start naming voice actors, you know what I mean? Like, none of them actually know them. I get what you mean, but you're also acting like you're the voice actor expertise.
Voice actors usually is what they go for TV shows, but this is a major motion picture, and I can't think of a major motion animated picture made by a big company that they were like, okay, only professional voice actors. Movie actors can't be voice actors, I think. So,
boy, I wish movies would just cast the most appropriate person for the role instead of throwing a bunch of big names at a project to guarantee box office numbers. Chris Pratt is always a safe casting choice, but never a good one. There's always someone who would do a better job that isn't hot right now.
He's been hot for like 10 years.
Yeah, I agree that he's not like he's just like maybe for Tom Hardy you can say that like he got a bunch of roles right after Spider-Man. So maybe you can say if he got it, but I don't know, he's a funny guy, so I think he could do it.
They're also assuming these guys did not like audition. That they just were like, yo!
I mean, most
you're
of the
my
time.
picture of what I think Toad should be.
You know, most of the time they're actually.
Yeah, they probably did pick these 11.
Yeah, I mean, I really. Chris Pratt doesn't even. I think he said he's still working on the Mario voice. Like a little bit. But that's all for the comment section today.
I got my subject.
You found your subject? Okay, what is it?
It's has to do with the announcement of something else. At least I think it's an announcement. The Book of Boba Fett is coming as its own series. Some people were rumoring. There was a bunch of different rumors initially. I don't know if they ever confirmed it at any point that it was going to be like the next season of The Mandalorian and shit, but it's getting its own series. And with all this stuff coming to Disney Plus, they keep. Because they're also doing that like Star Wars anime series type thing. Do you think they're kind of watering down some of their universes where everything is getting some shit at this point? Because it's more than just they did originally.
Now, Dale, before you chime in, I would just like to say, I've said this when they announced it. When they announced like over 10 Disney TV shows, were they watering down and picking dumb stuff from the universe just to make Star Wars shows? I totally...
Not just Star Wars. I mean, like...
Do you mean watering down, like, every universe. Like, are you talking about Mario as well? I mean, not Mario, not Mario. Marvel as well. Like,
DC.
I don't even think. See, to me, with Marvel, I don't consider them watering it down because they've already had these characters, and you kind of go into these movies wanting them to get its own stuff. I feel like Marvel started that trend where things like Star Wars and things like that, like you don't go into a Star Wars movie saying I want this character to get its own war. You think that because, oh, Marvel gives a big universe, I want everything to have a big universe. Like, it's always because Marvel started this big universe thing, so...
That's why every other movie franchise are doing spin-offs and more random sequels, prequels.
At least we stopped the whole, building a universe without starting the universe. Like, your first movie, you already build a universe off
Because
of
all
it.
of them are failing.
All of them failed. I think DC's the only one I would say is still trying to go. That's not...
Transformers wants to keep trying to do theirs.
Well, Transformers started it, technically.
No, they just had a franchise. There's a big difference. They're trying to do more spin-offs and stuff like that.
To me, you need more spin-offs to count it as, like building a universe. To me, like, they only technically did Bumblebee. Bumblebee is also more... I consider that a mainline movie because it connects to the main plot.
I just want a movie about the monkey from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, so yeah, no, Star Wars is... I think Star Wars is the biggest example of doing it because technically it would have failed if anyone else is doing it and should fail. But since Disney has the money just to keep doing whatever they want.
That's part of my point is they're just like... There's certain series people ask for, certain movies people want. People are fine with some of the stuff. But then they're like throwing in some of these other things like Book of Boba Fett. It's not a part of The Mandalorian. It's its own show. We're doing they did like that Resilience or whatever Star Wars anime series. We're doing a spin-off of the Clone Wars series. We got an anime. And it's just like, I can understand wanting to create new products and stuff. And I do think some of these are good ideas. But, like, then they also have, like, 3 or 4 more other shows that they announced at the beginning of Disney Plus that they have not even released yet.
Well, yeah, because they're dumb. They're not even advertising half these shows ahead of time. You think if they're literally coming in December, Book of Boba Fett, you think we would have more than just a poster? Like, I've always said we don't, like, people were mad we didn't get the Super
Smash Bros. Movie.
No, I was trying to think...
I can't wait.
I kept trying to think of, like, oh, it's not the Amazing Spider-Man movies. And I was like, oh, it's Super Spider-Man. No, it's... The Spider-Man movie, like, people wanted a trailer, like, a year and a half ago. Before it was even released. I don't think you need to do that. Because you knew it was coming, you need advertisements, you know what I mean? You kind of just said, Book of Boba Fett's coming. Don't say anything. And then now it's like, oh, by the way, 2 months is coming out. No trailer, no nothing. Go watch this when it comes out. I think that Disney Plus is also ruining it, and that's how you could tell they really don't give a fuck. They just like, you're gonna watch it. They're just confident at this point that they just can't throw anything at you, and you're just gonna watch it.
I like how they're doing any genre, any age range at this point for Star Wars. That's kind of funny.
I feel bad for people who get into Star Wars at a later date. Or into any of this at a later date, because it's hard to keep up with it coming out. Imagine like kids who like, ooh, I want to go watch everything for Star Wars, and they're like, wait, what the fuck is this?
I don't know if I agree with that, because by all technicality, it gives you more to enjoy, and it kind of like, it's so kids in the future will always have a new thing to watch.
I know, but you're gonna have to spend your entire lifetime trying to catch up.
Nah, you know kids. They're like, people binge watch TV shows within the first day. Just because we take a month to watch it doesn't mean everyone else will.
I'm disincluded from that.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
You don't include me on your binges. You always only talk about how you...
We never binge them, that's why.
Yeah, but you watch all these new shows together.
I'm sorry.
Why are me and Ice Knight and Maniac not invited?
Well...
Why is my grandpa never invited? Fucking assholes.
Your grandpa
Why
is
is your grandpa
no,
brought
your
into
grandpa is always invited. It's just that we don't always invite you. Your grandpa just doesn't come. He doesn't like us. That's a big difference there. We want him to come. He just doesn't want to come. We just don't, and we also don't want you to come, so that causes an issue.
We did have to over to watch a movie the other day.
Yeah, wow, thanks. I like this pity.
You're welcome. Well, it's hard for a TV show. Why would we just be like, oh, we might watch like one episode today. Who knows what else we'll fucking do.
We share a lot of the same interests. I fucking hate you guys.
But then we might, like, it's harder. You don't live here. So, to get you...
I can.
No, please, no.
Like, to get you just to randomly come, just in case, like, we might watch the episode, we might not end up watching it, would be weird.
Then we can just hang out.
No, we don't do...
You don't want to do that.
So, speaking of hanging out, actually, I should not use this segue for the next... Let me rephrase this. So, R. Kelly, his court case is over. It's finally over. He got arrested, like, I think it was like 2017, I think 2017 was when the first charges came out. 2018, actually, there was technically charges, and this has been, like, mentioned, like, off and on for years. Remember when the video evidence came out and stuff like that, and these people was kind of just, like,
They
we all like...
finished the documentary before they finished the damn court case.
Well, because they didn't start the court case, because the original things came out, and then he got away with it, I think, actually. The first time.
The pandemic, though, prevent the
yeah,
court
that's
case?
what I was about to say. This time it was the courts had to kind of, like, close. Which kind of mean it sucks
No
that
excuses.
it sucks that some people had to wait. You know, for like some of these people had to stay in jail. Imagine like you didn't do it.
He had to stay in jail this
Oh,
whole time.
I'm pretty sure. So
I really hope.
I hope so. He probably would have like left the freaking country. I can't believe he also. This is before we get into the what happened with the court case. I can't believe this man tried to win this court case. I just can't believe it.
The ball is on this man.
Dude, I really hope when he goes to explain his side of the story, he does it like trapped in the closet style.
I hate.
And he like does like that's like this.
I hated his lawyer, by the way. Have you heard of his like quotes from his lawyer? Because I don't know if we.
I think I
Did
heard
we-
like one or two, but nothing like. I didn't hear much.
But when so recently Drake, I don't know if we brought up on the podcast. Drake used a snippet of his song and then had to give him money, and then his lawyer was just like, "See, that's just the genius of R. Kelly. He's a genius, and that's why people want him free." Pretty much, it was like the most. It was like he was his hype man, not a lawyer. I can see why he lost the freaking court case.
Dude, that's because he did hire his hype man as the lawyer.
Imagine what a freaking moronic move that would be. Did you also know there was apparently, I only learned this when the case started, they use a boy witness as well. That R. Kelly also had a young boy a part of all of this.
See, no, I really was waiting to see the fallout of people talking about that, but no one really talked about it.
Well, because what I seen from it, he never like, how do I say this without being weird? Let's use two adults for this because it's weird otherwise. So let's use
It's
Dill.
always weird.
Let's use Dylan Ice Knight for an example.
Hell yeah!
So, which one do you want to be in this, Dill?
I feel like I should be R. Kelly. Because it'd be
So-
racist to
okay.
be...
So it never like Dill. From what at least it sounded like from the parts I read, Dill never
Wait.
like.
I don't know if I want this soundbite to exist with whatever example you have. The name's Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry never
Smart
had.
move.
Tom and
This
Jerry.
case still gets famous.
Tom and Jerry never had anal. So, from what it sounded like, from all I remember, I may be wrong. Tom just sucked him off. So technically, it's not as. It's kind of like the little like bro mentality, like like the jokes where it's like, oh, it's not gay if the balls don't touch type of thing. So from what I understand, R. Kelly never like grabbed him by the, area. So from what it could not be. It more seemed like he was kind of like he also wanted him to be his second in command. It's been a while.
What?
It's been a while since I read this. He was pretty much not just grooming him. He was like grooming him to kind of like be like his like second or third in command almost.
It's like the Lion King.
What?
When Mufasa and Simba, they sit on top of Pride Rock.
Shut
And they're like,
the fuck up. I'm not letting you continue. Whatever you were about to say.
everything my bee touches will one day be yours.
No, I
Did
don't.
they actually pee on people?
Yeah, I think that was one of the things I was like on video. But that wasn't even part of the cookies. That was actually I think came out like before that, and he never got charged with it.
I can't wait to see the true crime story based on TV show based on this in the future. It's gonna be out like based on the court case and stuff. Like I can't wait to see this.
The court case. That's not. We don't want
they
the
already
TV.
they already did documentaries and shit
I
on
just
that.
don't want to see. Is what I mean. Like I don't want a docuseries that
Well, I mean,
shows us what he did.
they always love doing movies about like the court case and shit, like and TV shows about like the court case.
From what I also understand,
And
speaking
then
of
everyone
court,
get mad, being like, did they make R. Kelly seem sympathetic?
They will, no matter what, have to accidentally make him seem a little sympathetic, because if they pick it from his perspective, they always have to a little bit.
I think R. Kelly though was trying to get this, or the lawyer was trying to get the boy to side with them, so to speak. But from
Yo,
what,
bro, you were supposed to have control over the Pride Lands. What the fuck?
no, it doesn't seem like he was gonna give it up. Like he was gonna be more just like I don't know. It's weird. I haven't read it, so I probably
Cameraman.
the cameraman. Ew. But despite a hard year for court cases, where Bill Cosby was let go due to a technicality, even though he lost the court case, it was clear he did it, and it was a dumb deal to be made to begin with that they had to uphold because it wasn't even written
This
down.
is a long way of Boldman saying he's glad he saw that there was some justice for this one.
Yeah, R. Kelly has been found guilty.
Did you at any point think he was like gonna be let go?
Oh, there was always.
I kind of thought he was
always,
like.
That's why I was building it up. I was really like when I saw. I was also out of nowhere. It wasn't like everyone was telling the date that they were gonna finish, so I didn't even know. I just checked a couple of days ago online. R. Kelly found guilty, and like there was this person who posted. I was like, wait, what? When did this even happen? There were some people who still didn't know R. Kelly.
I thought it was fake at first.
Honestly, yeah. We'll see if R. Kelly might appeal. I'm not sure if he's going to.
Did they do like the official sentencing and stuff, or?
Oh yeah, they probably.
I don't know. I'm just based on
They
what I
might.
see in like shit all the time. Is like that kind of like a semi-separate thing.
I
We
find
want
it-
to see like how. I know they said that he's now facing so.
I kind of just like celebrated when it happened. So I kind of forgot.
Any more?
Bill Cosby feels like R. Kelly got railroaded. Oh my god, he feels like he got railroaded. What the fuck? Bill
Is that
Cosby.
an exact quote?
Oh, and his representative says R. Kelly can be redeemed.
Who's representative?
R. Kelly's.
Oh, I didn't know if you meant like Bill Cosby's.
It's his lawyer. It's his lawyer again. It actually might be his representative who said these things. I think it was his lawyer. His convictions was racketeering, sexual exposition of a child, kidnapping, bribery, sex trafficking, violation of the Mann Act. Oh, no sentence yet, but he has been convicted. Let's see. Okay, that's when he's gonna get let off. That's when it's gonna be 1 year, where he can get probation after 1 day. You know what I mean? That's where it's gonna be the BS.
Community service at the orphanage.
Dude, I
Oh my God, that
so
would be
wish
such
we
a-
didn't invite you here today.
That would be literally the worst place to put him. What is
That was
wrong?
the joke.
Yes, but don't. Ew. What is wrong with you? Wait a minute. See? think he might have done like football or something as well beforehand. He was on the Atlantic City Seagulls. He's a professional basketball player, technically. He was never like in the NBA. He was number 12 and played for like 2 years. And he was a...
You know who's also number 12? Tom Brady. It's a coincidence.
You know what's probably number...
Find out next.
You want to know what's also 12? The age of... Actually,
That should have been my joke,
That
asshole.
really should have been. Oh my god. I'm just fucking glad, finally. And now when we go to like his filmography and stuff like that, his documentaries and stuff is probably going to be on there as well. It's always just going to be connected to him, which is a good thing because, I mean, he was convicted of these things. It wasn't just like he swore once and everyone was going to like, keep it to him. Like, there was some people who was like, cancer course, or, oh my god, it was a court case. You know what I mean? It was a fact. It wasn't just some people wanting him cancer. There was, he literally did these things. He got the punishment he deserved.
I'm just happy that, I think I only saw once or twice for this, but you know how anytime there's a court case or anything, everyone's like, allegedly, or they're just accusations. I'm glad no one can fucking just say that for R. Kelly anymore.
Yeah, no, the R. Kelly stuff.
Like, now everyone has to semi-admit, or at least know in their mind that
no,
he's
Bill
a
Cosby
badass.
literally just said he got railroaded.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Let's
you
look
don't
up.
want him on your side.
Yeah, I mean, that's worse. Okay. I'm gonna check just so we can make sure what he means is what he means. We can assume. Let's just double check. The trial ended Monday. There's 9 accounts against him, if anyone is wondering. If anyone wasn't counted. Okay. Cosby felt like he was screwed. That there was no chance of him to even catch a break. Well, yeah, there was no chance. He had a lot of convictions against him. Why would there be a chance for him to catch a break? Okay, I guess in his mind, he was screwed. But let's just say he was just like, yeah, he did these things, but can my man catch a break? You know what I mean?
You
Like,
gotta do the Cosby voice.
I'm not doing the Cosby voice. Not gonna happen. The deck was stacked against him. Was another.
Isn't that like the whole point of a court case is that you want your side to be as stacked as possible going in? That's kind of like your intentions when you're a lawyer. It's like you want the deck to be stacked in your favor.
Yeah.
Like
and
the whole
this was
point.
that was another person. His spokesman said the deck was stacked against him. His constitutional rights were grossly abused. I don't know anywhere, but in this country, in the United States, that documentary can be bring criminal charges against someone. Well, no, the state brought the criminal charges. The documentary was just brought the charges to light. You know, I mean, we all knew.
What should be the charges to light?
Yeah, it also is these things. What we knew these things before the documentary. The documentary just brought more of the stuff into more public light. Like, we knew about these things before the documentary. At least me and you did. But he also said,
shit.
his representative said no one fought for him, and his attorneys didn't humanize him. Really? I don't really know. I think it sounded like his attorneys was his hype man. I'm now starting to think it was his representative. His representative, really, I'm starting to think was a part of all of this at this point. Speaking just how, like, the way he speaks is just so insane to me, you know what I mean? Like, he lost. How can you fight so heavily to say these things? You sound so crazy. Whatever. Well, I think we have time, though. Do you want to take out your phone and read? You seem very excited for...
I'm always excited.
We got the Reddit question. This was a fun part of the last show. We go into Reddit. People ask the questions. We answer for them. This is a fresh off the press today question of what's the subreddit?
It is from r slash. Am I the asshole?
So let's see. Tell me if this person is an asshole. Go for it.
Okay, disclaimer, it is a little long at times, so I'm gonna at least give you the base details and try to skip as much
Yeah,
as
that's
possible.
pretty much what I did.
Okay, so this person is baseline on, here's the heading. Am I the asshole for not letting ex's pregnant girlfriend move in with me?
Wait, his exes.
This is a girl who wrote this, and her ex, I believe fiance, had another girl that got pregnant. Is she the asshole for not letting her move in?
Okay, so wait, so she's still dating this dude?
Well, I was just trying to get your, without any details, what is your initial
Well, no, I
answer?
want the details. No, I'm not giving.
Okay, well, I'm just going to have to read it then.
Yeah, I thought you were just gonna give the headline and like explain the details.
Oh no, I just thought you two would want the answer.
No. I want
Yes, you're an asshole.
Thank you, dude.
What? You won't get an answer. I kind of want this to go for it.
Thanks, though. Okay, but basically, this person is getting spammed a lot, and they want to know Reddit's opinion. So the background info is basically this girl is 28, and they own a house.
Okay.
Well, yeah, she owns a house. They don't own it together. Her ex-fiance Mark, who's 35, never officially lived there. He did stay there often. He just traveled a lot for work. And she broke off the engagement because he had a 3-year-long affair with somebody named Sarah, who's 19.
Okay.
They never officially explain, like, what, if that's like the corn age,
Yeah, I would hope. Because 3 years would go back into some weird categories, but
she's from a state where he worked, and she was horrified by this and thought Mark was a creep. Now, Sarah's pregnant.
listen, just before we continue, we're not gonna give our opinions on that type of age difference, what I call the Hugh Hefner, where it's legal, but a big age gap. Continue.
Can I give my opinion?
No, continue.
Okay, so Sarah's pregnant. Mark, he left as soon as he found out about that. No trace of him. He quit his job. Now, Sarah's panicking, and the girl's family kicked her out. She showed up at... What's this girl's name?
This original poster.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out... Well, but she's now trying to go to the original...
OP is what it terms.
Alright, so we're gonna go... So she tried going to the OP's house, and she actually was trying to find Mark. Sarah was trying to find Mark, and basically she told her that she hasn't seen him in a few months, and he got all of his stuff out. Sarah broke down crying. She had no money, living out of a car, 6 months pregnant with no health care.
Oh, God.
Alright, so this is almost the last detail. So she felt bad because Mark manipulated both. So she set Sarah up with a lawyer friend who's helping her. She found a shelter for the girl to stay out. And she even called Mark's mom, Linda, who is apparently she's on okayish terms with, and told her what's going on. Linda gave Mark's info to the girl, at least much as possible, and the lawyer.
Okay, so she's helping her a lot, basically.
Linda gave it to the original posters, and she gave it to the lawyer. I don't think she has much contact with Sarah, but... So she's helping a lot. But now Sarah showed up at the door again yesterday with her brother, demanding that the OP let Sarah live with her and pay her medical bills since, in quotes, I let, basically, not the iPod, but, in quotes, let my man off the leash. And...
What? Who said that? The brother?
Yeah, apparently. So blaming that she should have kept Mark under control. And she said
can't
no,
control
closed the door, and they wouldn't leave, so she had to call the police, who removed them from the property. Now Sarah's siblings are spanning, or at least they are spanning her, saying it's her responsibility to help since Mark...
So it's the parents who kicked her out. So why don't the siblings help?
See, that's what I was thinking.
To me, though...
There's a, last bit of detail, though.
okay.
So they're saying it's her responsibility since Mark is her ex, and she has the house all to herself, basically. And though he feels like they have helped enough, and these two just see dollar signs. And now Linda, Mark's mom, says that she should help Sarah as well, because Mark was ultimately the wife's responsibility, and that she didn't satisfy him as a partner, and that is why this is all happening.
Well, first of all, let's just... No, it's not one person's responsibility to keep them on a leash, though you can definitely... If you... she did when she found out, she responded to the situation properly, so...
Were they ever married?
No, they were just engaged. Lee said fiance, so I would assume engaged.
Also, I just want to say, it's not your... if someone cheats, it's not because you don't satisfy them, so that's just BS, first of all. But, so them going on the lease part, where it's yeah, I guess you could... You definitely can't control your partner, but she responded when she found out. How would she know otherwise? But...
I can see being,
Because he travels, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, I'm... she could be suspicious of anything. If he always was traveling, how would she know?
I can see, if these two were close and she knew Sarah, to ask Sarah, hey, bestie, do you mind if I bunk with you for a little bit? But the demanding it, the rude comments, and
To me,
the fact that they already helped was kind of rude. So now that I state my opinion a little bit.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to clarify there. You don't have to... People don't cheat because you don't satisfy them. People cheat because they're an asshole. But, yeah, I want to just... no.
I can see trying to be like, do you know where Mark is? I don't think this person had to help them at all.
The medical bills is a definite no. They already helped. They shouldn't have to because they demanded. What I was going to say, though, is if the original thing was going to be, oh, I just feel like I should let her stay because I think shelters are not the best. Should I? Am I an asshole for not offering? Then I would have been like, oh, well, you're not an asshole, but maybe, for a couple of nights you could. But beyond that, no. If someone demands that you stay, the reasons behind it is also dumb. The medical bills is a big no. It's Mark's responsibility. That's the guy's name, right?
Yeah.
That's all on him. Sue him. She gave you a free lawyer.
If anything, the Linda lady should help since technically it is whole blood.
That's
it's
what.
whole family. So
That's why I
the
assume
original
Linda.
poster shouldn't help. This lady should help.
Wait, why were we calling her by the mom's by the first name again? Why can't we just say the mom?
Well, I mean, because they said it in the...
Yeah, Linda, because he's not mad about it. Linda should help because Linda is actually related to the baby.
Oh, that's what I was about to say though. Is I think the mom is trying to say it so she doesn't have to pay any responsibility to it. I think that's why she's so heavy-handed.
I feel like this story would be a lot more up to debate if they went to the mom and now it's like, well, am I the asshole for not letting Sarah stay? But I feel like the posters doesn't have to do much, and they already tried a lot. I can see if you offer, this should be your choice. You shouldn't be forced into doing it.
Well, everyone,
Linda.
this has been all for the podcast today. So many subjects. So little time. We have been Losers with a Podcast. Spotify, YouTube. Watch it all. Enjoy it all. Like, share, and do all that good stuff. But most importantly, have a good night.